I think we've all wondered, and I bet you have wondered, would you have the courage to do the right thing?
This came up for us just yesterday. We were in New York City, Robin and I, and we had just walked about 10 blocks in the rain. It was 5:29 in the evening, and there were massive amounts of people all heading into Penn Station. And the big deal was that we had two trains.
Right. 5:31 and 5:36. And if we missed those trains, we were going to be late for everything that evening, massively late.
So we had no time. As I said, it was 5:29, and as we got to the top of the stairs, you could see that the crowd was parting, and it was because there was an individual at the top of the stairs who was passed out. We had no idea what was happening, and it was only until we got around the person that we could see her face, see that she had a scar that had just recently been stitched, and we could not tell if she was alive or dead.
So we made the call after watching at least a couple of hundred folks kind of just walk around and continue on to their trains, that we were going to find the police.
Right.
Which turned out to be a pretty difficult task. And as we were still looking, we heard the 5:31 last call. We knew we missed it. Still looking, we hear 5:36 is boarding. And there was a moment when we looked at one another and had to decide, okay, do we go hop on the train, which we know will be at capacity, or do we keep looking?
Right.
And we kept looking.
We kept looking. And as we went from one desk to another to try to find the police, we also found other people who were saying, are you telling them about the woman? And finally, when we found two police officers, there were different people also. So it was both, it was encouraging to see that we were the only two people and that several people were coming forward to say somebody needs help.
But it was discouraging to see at least 500 people just walk by and get on the train and assume someone else would help. And so I think in thinking about it and in reflecting, and spoiler, we made the 5:36 barely. One of the things I confess to is if I were alone and Emily hadn't been with me, I'm not sure I would have looked for the police.
Yeah. And later on, as I was thinking through it, I thought, why did we leave her? Like, I mean, obviously you think one of us stays with the person and the other one goes for help. And it's like, in those moments, it's like everything goes out of your head. And you know, we both had this strong thing of this strong message inside us of like, we can't all just walk by her, right? And so who is it up to do? Who is it up to? And it's up to us.
So it brings us in this month of courage when we're deeply considering not only what is it to be courageous, but how are we courageous? The power of being with someone else, the power of communities, the power of relationships of accountability to cultivate courage, and how desperately important those are. So we hope that you will come join us this Sunday. We will be talking about courage again, a different kind of courage. We're looking at the courage to develop healthy theology around sexuality, and specifically talking about pleasure and theology's beliefs and behaviors that are both pleasure affirming, sex positive, body positive, and affirming the inherent worth and dignity of all. So come join us as together we seek to be courageous.